Hi, my name is Nancy, and today I will be talking about the impact our society has when companies decide to close down plants here in the US and move to others. It is my belief that many of these companies do this in order to cut costs. One of the more obvious ways they cut costs is by labor, the cost of labor. Another one being they no longer have to abide by the US pollution laws, meaning they no longer have to invest or have to find alternative ways to reduce their pollution or become more sustainable. How it affects our society is when it comes to the labor cost is a lot of people here in the US will lose their job. Um, when people lose their job, they tend to spend less and they only spend the money on things they need, such as food, medical bills, insurance, and they stop buying all these little extra things, maybe a new shirt or going to the movie theater or taking a trip. When companies such as Nike, when they close down plants, they thousands of people lose their jobs. And so when a community has thousands of people or hundreds of people that lost their jobs, their local businesses are affected greatly. I have seen businesses actually go out because people are no longer spending money in there. People are starting to save because they don't know when they're going to get their next job, or when they do get that next job, they don't know if they'll be laid off because it's cheaper to hire someone in China instead of hiring someone here in the US. Another thing I mentioned was the pollution companies have. Because they moved to other countries, they no longer, like I said, have to abide by US laws. So there are companies that are known to have moved to Mexico, and Mexico is known for their relaxing laws, or maybe not necessarily relaxing laws, but um, politicians who don't enforce them or who would much rather take a bonus instead of keeping Mexico's environment clean. And how this affects us back home is all this pollution is being brought back to the US. All these people near the border are breathing all these toxic airs or gases. And unknowingly, those companies, or maybe knowingly, these companies are, I guess you would say they're scraping by. And in the end, they leave this country to not have to abide by these laws. And you think, okay, so now I don't have a company that's polluting my air. But they moved to a country right next to us, and it is actually polluting our air. Um, for example, I saw a video the other day about how Nike in Indonesia, the ways they get rid of their waste is they dump their waste, such as rubber that is made for their shoes, in just communities, and then they burn the rubber. Was later found out that the fumes from this rubber of burning are toxic, and they actually have carcinogens, which means it could potentially, um, you know, be dangerous for a lot of the time as these kids playing in these areas, and these kids are the ones that are going to be having cancer and having all these health problems. And you think, well, at least it's not here at home, but then you think of these kids who have, they don't have a choice. Nike's just doing it and not really taking accountability. I think my opinion is on as to how we can reduce this type of behavior on the cheap labor costs or the pollution is maybe make a law if you're a US-based company, it doesn't matter where it is your plants are, you need to abide by US laws. And I think this is the way companies are going to be like, okay, so just because I move from one country to another doesn't mean I can do things differently or I can take shortcuts. And although although many companies might then not want to be US based or American companies, I think in the end, people will, or companies at least, or executives of these companies will realize, you know what, we're not really getting away with it. It's probably best we follow these rules. Thank you, and I hope you guys enjoyed my video.